Oh man, I just got violated in a public parking lot. Oh my god. So I'm sitting in my car. Me and my dad went to go run some errands together. He ran inside. He's like, hey, I gotta get a couple things in Publix. Just sit and wait in the car. I'm like, oh, you got it, dude. I'm sitting there. I'm on my phone. I did a little bit of a temporary screaming fest because I was like, you know, if I'm alone in the car, why not? Well, a couple minutes after I do my screaming fest, I don't know if this had anything related to do with this, a man comes walking up next to the car. I'm like, okay, he's just going to get to his car. I'm on my phone. I hear knocking on the window. Ah, fuck. Because of course I do. He starts motioning to me, roll down the window, and you know what you do when you see a stranger? You kind of sit there and you're like, nah, shit. Because you don't want him to know you see him. But, oh my god, he knows I saw him because I kind of went like this. He's like, I'm like, oh my fucking god, get away from me. And so I roll down the window, I'm like, what do you want? And he goes, I couldn't help but notice you're in your car alone. Oh, no shit. No shit, dude. And I'm talking, this guy smelled like cigarettes and dog sex, right? He smelled bad. And so I'm like, but I'm sitting there and he's like, I couldn't help but notice you were in your car alone. I'm like, huh? And then he goes, why don't you let me in the car, just unlock it and I could come in on the other side. You want to get in my car and you want to drive me away? And you want to leave my dad stranded in a Publix? What the fuck is wrong with you? I said, oh, no, sir, no, I'm good. I'm totally fine. Like, I really don't want you to get in my car. He's like, ah, come on, like, I insist. Like, just let me in the car, a beautiful thing like yourself. I'm like, beautiful? You're in your fucking, like, 180s, it looks like. Who are you to call me beautiful? I'm young, I'm youthful, I'm alive. Get the fuck away from my car. And he wouldn't get the fuck away from my car, of course. I literally said, sir, no, I'm not letting you in my car. So I start rolling up the window. He sticks his fucking goddamn grabby claws in, and I'm like, oh god, now I'm gonna be the asshole if I fucking chop his hand off. I'm gonna be the one going to jail. So I'm like, fucking get your hand out of my car. What do you want, sir? And he's like, just let me in the car. Just one chance. Just one drive around the parking lot. I just want to talk to you. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing in a Publix parking lot talking to goddamn girls that aren't even like half your fucking age? What the fuck are you doing? I said no. I literally said no for the fun. I was like, no! No! For the final time, and I start rolling up that window. He's like, fine. And then he goes to the back of my car, the back of the trunk, and he starts banging on my trunk. I'm like, can you get your fucking goddamn fucking grabbers off my silver Nissan? It can literally happen anywhere. It can happen in a Publix parking lot when you're sitting alone, waiting for your dad to get stamps and cookies. Why me? Why me?